two young guys, since they're playing well with Jaime and Jovic, they're
Mm-hmm.
playing phenomenal being thrown into this situation. Does that make them really untradeable now going forward? Because, you really can't, take that for granted. Two young guys coming in last minute, getting more minutes than they thought they would versus a very good team. So do you think going forward, does that make them untradeable for them playing so well?
I mean, I don't think they ever intended really to trade either of them going forward. The way that their build has been described to me, or at least early in the season, was that their young core going forward was Bam, Tyler, and Jaquez, and then they would kind of see what happened with Jovic. I don't think that they anticipated that Nico would ascend this quickly. His first year was described to me as basically a redshirt year. His second year was kind of like, all right, well, he got ready for the NBA, and now, okay, he's going to get a taste of the NBA. I don't think that they figured he would be starting the last 30 plus games like he has. And also, you see him, he's basically a 40% standstill 3-point shooter off catch and shoot situations. And they really even haven't tapped into a lot of the playmaking just simply because of the way the roster is constructed. So I think you're going to see a lot of that going forward. I don't think they intend to trade either of those guys, honestly. And I think, look, I obviously, to win a championship, you have to have star power. I'm not going to argue otherwise. Jimmy, even if he had stayed healthy in this postseason, is diminished from where he was. I don't think that he's a 1A you can count on, A, to play 70 games to get you the right seed, or B, to turn it up to the levels that we've seen in the past. So they do need to get more scoring help. I don't think any of us are blind to that. But I also don't think they're giving away a 20-year-old with that kind of upside to make some quick fix to make the fans happy, because they're all, they all, as the Heat sometimes say to me, they all need Ritalin because they need a transaction in the next 12 minutes. And I just think that's kind of where we're at right now. Like, you look at the Denver Nuggets, okay, and I'm not saying that every team's going to luck into an all-world, all-time player in the second round or the bottom of the second round like they did. But if you look at the moves they made around him, I mean, they got KCP for Monte Morris. Okay. They got Aaron Gordon for not a whole lot. They, and Aaron Gordon wasn't, did prove he couldn't be like a top 2 player on a playoff team in Orlando. And Jamal Murray and Michael Porter were both good draft picks, but neither of them were like top 4 picks either. So they put a team around it, and then they've drafted smartly. And now you see Peyton Watson has kind of replaced Bruce Brown, and they've got others in the system. And I just think there are other ways to do this other than, oh, we need a name. Let's go get the whale and let's just gut the whole damn roster and let's give up on the next few years to go. It's just not the way that they operate. And, I think with Dame, look, if the price had been where they wanted it, they would have acted on it. With Drew, if the price had been where they wanted it, or they could have dealt with Cronin, they would have acted on it. But I don't think they're desperate to trade Jaime Jaquez or Nikola Jovic.